is it safe to say that part of your edge is not just the amount of experience you have, but also the amount of like grit, tenacity, and just
Oh yeah.
sheer
Yep.
willpower that you've put in over the years?
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's an incredible moat. It doesn't need to be, oh, I'm the best programmer. Oh, I'm better at math than someone else. Like those are very real moats. It's the same with take Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, right? Part of their edge is they've seen decades of market cycles, right? Guess what? Like all the euphoria of the last couple of years, they've seen that before. They've seen it multiple times. And all the people that are saying, no, Charlie, no, Warren, you're an idiot, you're wrong this time, yada, 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 they've had people tell them they're wrong and idiots every other time, right? And a lot of times edge can just be the huge database of experiences, right? And like that's also the beauty of group trading, right? Like when you're in a community, like if you're surrounded by experienced elite traders, when the shit hits the fan, these are traders that have been through the ringer. Like if you've done 2020 and 2021, you've seen some crazy stuff out there. You've seen dislocations, you've seen high volatility, you've seen meme stocks go nuts, you've seen Avis Group go from 180 to 500 or whatever it did that day. And like in those periods where stuff is going crazy, it's almost like a tribe, right? Where it's like you have, okay, like maybe I've got my 10, 11 years and I've got these styles and these thoughts and something. Then you add somebody else, right? That's seen maybe 2 decades of experiences and they've got this separate playbook and they know like, oh man, like the way we should be making money is this way. And like, so we've even seen that where like the market's been different this year, right? And people all over Twitter are like, oh my God, I'm struggling. It's so hard. I've never seen anything like that. And a lot of these people were used to 2020, 2021, when everything would just go, 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 go momentum and long. And now it's a different market. And that's where there's such a stark contrast between the people that have been there a decade plus, because it's like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. Not everything's a bull market, guys. Like there's other strategies and long momentum. Or there's people that are like, oh my God, like it's so slow. Like my whole trading, it comes down to one day a month. And that's where like people like Kenny, Swang, and myself, we're like, guys, I hate to break this to you, but this is actually what trading is like the majority of times. For the majority of my career, you would hit like the little dinkiest of singles each day, have one like solid chop a week, maybe a couple a month, and like that was a trading month.
Yeah.
And like what used to be one trading day is in normal times actually a month. And so the trading world right now is experiencing this massive adjustment period, right? Where they're being forced to adapt. And the thing that comes up again and again is like, you can't afford to lose meaningful money on C trades. You can't afford to trade 20 tickers a day in this market. You can't afford to just bleed money out, because if you bleed money, except for the really great stuff, you're losing 19 out of 20 days in this market rather than 5 out of 20. And the 19 out of 20 takes away your whole one good trade of that month. And it's a big adapting period, but like that's the beauty of markets, right? It's testing. Can you succeed when it's slow? Okay, you've got the ability to go balls to the wall in a momentum crazy market. Do you have the ability to turn it all off? Do you have the ability to sit there and be disciplined? Do you have the ability to turn it off, but when there's that one good trade of the month, just whack it out of the park? And the top people right now, they recognize that. They're losing minimally day to day, maybe making small day to day. Then on that one big trade, they're still able to take out the bazooka, blast it out of the park. And that's one of the hardest skills there is, because it's scary. Because in a slower market, if that trade goes wrong, or if you're wrong, if something happens, it's not going to be easy to make that back. But that's still, if I'm in a drought and I'm getting 2-7 every single hand, if I get pocket aces, I still need to bet the same amount on those pocket aces, even if I know it's a drought out there. Obviously there's some constraints if you need to, feed the kids, feed the family. I don't want to, whatever else. But that's a tough skill set that this market is demanding of people right now. And it's going to wash out a lot of people, but this has happened. This has happened post 2000. This has happened, post 2008, like 2012, 13, 14, like those, there were some slow years out there. I remember, and I tell guys this, and my office would make fun of me in 2020, like especially 2021. I was kind of like, I tweeted about this once. I'm like, guys, just know winter is coming. There will be slower times ahead. Like this is not normal. And I would tell them how when I first started, we would literally bring books to work, like, especially during the summer. You would just like sit there there would be days where it's like, oh my God, like there was actually nothing today. And I asked my trainer, what would you trade? You do anything? He'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. Like there just really wasn't anything. So, and not that this was productive, like, in retrospect, I probably should have used my time better, but like we would bring books to work and just like, you would get like 3 hours of reading in a day because you're just sitting there. And like for people that have started in 18, 19 and seen 2021, like that's like unfathomable that they can process that. And people are like, oh my God, it's so slow right now. And I'm like, bro, like this is probably like a 5 or a 6, honestly. This year might even still be like, it might even be like a 6 or a 7. Like it's right. You've got the Ukraine-Russia war. You've got the Fed rate hikes. You've seen all these massive panic days. And it's like, I hate to tell you this, guys, but like this year, it's not a 2 or a 3. So that's hard for a lot of people to fathom. Like trading is mind-numbingly boring the majority of time, actually.